Our second speaker today is going to share something a little different. As a seasoned martial arts instructor and a powerful motivator, Stephanie has been sharing this cultural presentation for over a decade in hundreds of classrooms. Through the storytelling of the legend of the Chinese New Year, we will learn practical exercises and mindsets that can help us in our everyday life. Then in a special twist, Stephanie will segue straight into table topics after her speech, so listen carefully and enjoy. Let's welcome Stephanie with her speech, The Legend of the Chinese New Year. Stephanie.
Awesome. So yeah, the style of martial arts that I train is actually a Chinese art, and it's rooted in Shaolin 5-animal Kung Fu. So if you've seen the movie Kung Fu Panda, that's it. That's what I do. So the Shaolin martial arts and the Chinese zodiac actually have some animals in common. And in the martial arts, these animals teach us movements and mindsets that help us with everyday life. So any system of astrology, whether it's Eastern or Western, isn't so much about science. It's more symbols and stories that give us new perspectives on our lives and on our relationships. Now, just so you guys know, I usually do this in 30 minutes and I have 7. So strap in, folks. We're going for a ride. All right. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do during this very fast presentation is slow down. So this is going to be a little bit of audience participation. What I want you guys to do is take your hand, put it on your belly. Make sure you're sitting up kind of straight in your chair so your posture's straight, shoulders back. And then you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, let your belly fill up like a balloon, and then breathe out through your mouth and just squish your belly button in towards your spine. Then take a couple more breaths like that. We call this belly breathing, or the adult word would be diaphragmatic breathing. And you're using your diaphragm just to bring in some extra oxygen and really fill up your lungs. So this helps reduce the stress hormone cortisol, and it helps calm anxiety and stresses, and it also increases energy and focus because you're bringing extra oxygen into your body and your brain. Okay, so I encourage you to use it during the story to help your focus today. So the legend of the Chinese New Year. So a very long time ago, the Jade Emperor, who ruled the heavens of China, sent a message to all the animals asking them to come together so he could give them each a year. This would make it easier for the people of China to keep track of time. The cat and the rat were good friends and decided to travel to meet the Jade Emperor together. When it came time to leave, however, the cat was taking a nap. The rat, realizing he would have to use all of his cunning to be noticed by the Jade Emperor, left his friend sleeping and set off on his own. This is why there is no year named after the cat, and also why cats have chased rats ever since. When the rat arrived, the Jade Emperor welcomed him and the other animals. He explained to them that they would all take part in a swimming race to decide the order of the years. Once again, the rat realized he would have to be very clever if he was going to win the race. So he decided to team up with the largest, strongest animal, which was the ox. The rat begged the ox to let him ride on its head. The ox was kind and strong and agreed that they would swim across together. The rat traveled safely across the river on the ox's back. Just before they reached the other side, he climbed over the ox's head, jumped onto the land, and reached the finish line first. The rat had proved its cunning, and the Jade Emperor named the first year after the rat and the second year after the ox. Shortly after, the exhausted tiger clawed its way up the riverbank to claim third place. Swimming across the river had been an enormous struggle for him against the strong currents. The emperor was so delighted with the tiger's efforts, he named the third year after him. So tiger is one of our Shaolin animals, just like Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. So I'm going to give you guys something real quick that you can use if you're trying to do your work, whether it's home or in the office, and you're starting to feel fidgety, or if you're just starting to feel like you're kind of just like in your chair. So what you're going to do is make tiger claws, roar, just like this. And you can use your belly breathing too if you want to. And then all you're going to do is take one hand and just stretch it up towards the ceiling. Good. And then relax it back down. And then stretch the other side up. Make sure you can feel your muscles stretching, and then back down. And you can stretch both hands up and then out to the side. Nice. And then just feel for a moment how that helped kind of wake you up a little bit. It got your body moving. So now you can bring a little bit more focus and energy into whatever you're doing. Or if you have kids and they're doing their homework and they're starting to do the fidgety thing, you can give this to them to help kind of calm their muscles down, just like a cat, stretches so that it's ready and poised. All right, so then next to arrive was the rabbit, who hadn't swum across the river at all. He hopped across on some stepping stones and then found a floating log which carried him to shore. I shall be very happy to call the 4th year after you, the surprised emperor exclaimed. Just then, a friendly dragon swooped down to take 5th place. Why didn't you win the race? You can fly through the air and swim through the water, the emperor asked. I was held up because some people and animals needed water to drink. I needed to make some rain, the dragon explained. Then, when I was nearly here, I saw a poor little rabbit on a log in the water, so I blew a puff of wind to float him along to the riverbank. Well, that was very kind of you, said the Jade Emperor. You will have the 5th year of the zodiac named after you. And this is one of our big Shaolin animals too. So here's what you're gonna do for this one. Take your hands, put them together. And then you're gonna take a belly breath in. So breathe in through your nose, press your hands up towards the ceiling. And then just exhale and relax your hands out to the side. Good, we're gonna do this one more time. So it's in through your nose. And then this time, if you wanna add a level to it, try to track with your peripheral vision your hands as they relax down. Good, and this is really good to help with monkey mind. So monkey mind is when you're supposed to be focused on one thing, but your brain keeps bouncing to what's for dinner and all the stuff you need to get done for work and for home. And oh gosh, this needs to be cleaned and that needs to be fixed. This little exercise, just syncing up your body and your breathing and the motions of your hands can really help narrow and focus your mind in. All right, so the next thing the emperor heard was the sound of horses' hooves. Just as he was thinking the horse would be the next to arrive, a sneaky snake wriggled out from around one of the horse's legs. The horse was so surprised that he jumped backwards, giving the snake a chance to take 6th place in the race. The poor horse had to be satisfied with 7th. Not long afterwards, a raft carrying the goat, the monkey, and the rooster arrived. They explained to the emperor how they had shared the raft the rooster had found. The goat and the monkey had cleared weeds and pushed the raft ashore. The emperor was very pleased that the animals had worked together. He said the goat would be the 8th zodiac animal, the monkey the 9th, and the rooster 10th. The next animal to finish was the dog. Why are you so late when you're one of the best swimmers? The Jade Emperor asked. The water in the river was so clean, I just had to have a bath along the way, explained the dog. His reward was to have the 11th year named after him. Now there was one place left in the zodiac, and the emperor wondered when the last winner would come. He had nearly given up when he heard a grunt from the pig. You took a long time to cross the river, the emperor said. I was hungry and stopped to eat, explained the pig. After the meal, I felt so tired that I fell asleep. You have still done well, said the Jade Emperor, smiling at the happy pig. The last year of the zodiac will be named after you. From that day to this, the Chinese zodiac has followed this cycle of years named after these 12 animals.